A lot of talk this weekend about that balloon from China that floated high above the United States this week. The president and the military discussing the situation.
They successfully took it down, and I want to compliment our aviators who did it.
All of this as the president prepares to deliver the State of the Union Tuesday night after meeting this past week with new Republican Speaker Kevin McCarthy, with the House poised for a fight over the debt ceiling here in the coming months. Hannah Brandt has more from our Washington bureau. Hannah?
After the meeting, Speaker McCarthy said he and President Biden still have different perspectives on the debt ceiling, but he seemed optimistic that they could find some common ground.
I thought this was a good meeting.
Republicans, who control the House, are promising not to raise the debt limit unless Congress agrees to spending cuts.
Our debt is too high. We have waste in our government, and we need to sit down together in a responsible way.
But the White House says discussions about spending cuts need to be separate and that the debt ceiling shouldn't be held hostage.
This should be done without conditions.
The U.S. risks defaulting on the national debt this summer unless the two parties can find a compromise. But Senate Leader Chuck Schumer and the White House accuse Republicans of avoiding specifics, arguing they need to be clear about where they want to slash spending.
House Republicans, come on, what's next? Show us your plan.
But Republicans insist cuts to Social Security and Medicare will not be on the table.
Both parties have tried to use these programs as hostages, as scare tactics, as bargaining chips, and we ought to put a stop to it.
And Speaker McCarthy says this meeting was an important step toward a potential solution.
And I think there is an opportunity here to come to an agreement on both sides. And I think that's the best I think that's what the American people want.
Speaker McCarthy noticed they still have about 5 months until the U.S. runs into the possibility of default, and he says they're hoping to come to an agreement sooner rather than later. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
All right, thanks. This week, Hannah also spoke with Secretary Pete Buttigieg about some new federal grants coming to Indiana for traffic safety. The Department of Transportation estimates more than 30,000 people died in crashes in just the first half of last year. This grant money helps communities redesign their roads, sidewalks, and bridges to make them safer. 10 Indiana communities will split nearly $2 million, including Noblesville, Shelbyville, Kokomo, Gary, and East Chicago. The money to help city leaders put together an action plan to make their roads safer. Here's what the secretary told our Washington bureau about the impact.
Our country suffers from 40,000 or so roadway deaths every single year. It's about the same loss of life as we experience from gun violence. But I think because we all grew up with it, we're almost used to it. I'm afraid sometimes we think of it as if it's inevitable. It's not inevitable. The U.S. experiences this at a higher rate than other developed countries. And there are communities within the U.S. that have actually done remarkable work to drive down the number of traffic deaths, including sizable communities, several of whose mayors I met with last week, because we can't just talk about this. We have to put real dollars and cents into saving lives. And when we do, it's going to make a huge difference.
Now, how is this approach different from what the department has done in the past? Because I know the Department of Transportation has given money for these kinds of projects before. So why might this make a difference where those other projects didn't?
Well, the biggest difference is the level of funding that we have right now. Part of President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure plan includes the funding that's allowed us this year alone to set up about $800 million in support for communities that are out here doing the right thing. And, we're not coming up with all the designs and plans here in Washington and imposing them on communities. It's the other way around. Communities come to us with their ideas.
All right, Secretary Buttigieg there with our Washington bureau. Meantime, this week, another key Hoosier leaving the administration. Chief of Staff Ron Klain stepping down, the Indy native quite emotional at an event this past week at the White House.